This is an update to my first impression video and unboxing of the TASCAM US-16x08. I quickly learned some things about the unit, about the software right after making that video, so I was kind of eager to get some corrections and get the correct information out there. First of all, I was under the impression this unit was able to send 8 channels of digital audio over the USB interface to the computer, and that is wrong. It's actually 16 channels. All 16 channels of input can be sent over the USB interface to your digital audio workstation software, and that is awesome. That's twice as good as I thought it was, or I'm getting twice my money's worth. And it's twice as good as the competing devices that I was considering. It also caused me to totally rewire my studio and get rid of a lot of analog outboard gear and mixers that I now don't need. Anyway, starting with that software that I showed last time, the settings panel. One thing I wasn't clear on was whether or not you could have a separate EQ or compressor setting for each channel, and you actually can. That's what selecting the channel does here. When you click the analog number, analog in 1, 2, 3, each channel has a label there. When you select that, it highlights up here and it shows you what your EQ and your compressor setting is for that channel. Selecting another channel changes, so you can see the equalizer setting changed. Compressor setting changed as well. What you can't do, at least not that I've found, is select multiple channels and set one compressor setting or equalizer setting. If you want the same settings replicated, you have to do it by hand. I haven't found any kind of copy-paste or anything like that. Another thing, I found in the manual a reference that led me to believe that you could apply compression or maybe EQ to the master output, or just all the entire stereo bus. This comment here where it says if the input is a stereo signal, stereo link channel, or master. So it sounds like you can select the master as an input in some way and apply compression to it. I don't know how you do it. That I have not found. You can't click it and select it anyway. So if you can apply compression or equalization to the entire master stereo bus, let me know how. I haven't figured that out. Or grouping channels, that would be great as well. You can link them and apply EQ and compressor settings, but only in stereo. You can't link more than 2. And linking them, also does other things that maybe you don't want. Maybe you just want the EQ and compressor, but you don't want the fader setting to be linked. Now, you'll notice that I have these faders down, and in my last video I muted the microphone, yet you could still hear my voice. And apparently that's by design. That's how the software works. The panning, the muting, the level, these are not sent to these don't affect the signal that's sent to the computer. So in my use case anyway, these have no effect. I won't be using them. And I wasn't planning on using the EQ or compression as either the compressor here, because I have, that'll be in the digital audio workstation software that I eventually choose, and I'd like to be able to do that in post. However, I did find the compressor came in handy to solve one particular problem, and that was this microphone channel. It was a different microphone, but it was attached to a particular tom on my drum set that when I hit it, now my voice is going to be really loud, so I'll turn that off. When I hit it, it clipped, and it would show clipping, and clipping indicator, in the digital audio workstation software that I was using, Reaper there. Yet there was no way to turn down the gain any further. The knob was all the way to the left for that channel, and other than inserting a pad or using a different microphone or putting the microphone further away from the drum, I really couldn't think of any way to reduce the microphone gain. So using the compressor here, I was able to taper off the loudest peaks in the signal, and that did eliminate the clipping. Now I didn't actually hear any clipping. I just saw you know, an overload indicator, so I knew I had to do something about that. And anyway, the compressor was the solution for now. I am only recording 12 channels, although I have 14 microphones. A couple of the microphones are paired up, like I have the hi-hat mixed in with these overheads, and I have there's 2 snare mics both going into this channel. I do plan on having a separate microphone per channel, per track, very soon, but I ran out of preamplifier. I only had a mixer with 2 buses, so I had to mix some of these together. But eventually I will have every microphone its own dedicated channel and track. And that, to me, is like nirvana. You know, once I can do that, I can, you know, record a perfect performance, or, you know, the best I can do, and then go back and fix stuff like gates and reverb and whatever. So I'm very, very happy with the unit. I'm happy to get those clarifications out there. I plan to be making some recordings and videos very shortly, and we'll keep you posted.
That's a good YouTube video! You're terrible!